All right, Nathaniel here, plumber with Mr. Plumber, licensed plumber in the state of Georgia. On a recent video by my colleague Cody, where he was talking about water pressure, we got a few comments, and one of the comments asks this: what about the red tab on the pressure gauge? I have a home that's 5 years old. My normal water pressure is around 40. However, when I first open the rear hose valve, the red bar spikes as high as 130. What the heck? It's a good question. So on your pressure gauge, if you get a pressure gauge from like a Home Depot or a big box store like that, these pressure gauges, you'll usually have two needles on them. You can see what a pressure gauge looks like right here. Your pressure gauge has two needles. One is usually black and one is usually red. The black one is showing you your actual water pressure in any given moment. The red one is there for exactly what this user said. It's to see if your water pressure spikes. And so if you first open your hose spigot to check your water pressure, and that red one shoots up to 130, but then the black needle goes back to 40 or 50 or 60, then what that's telling you is that in that moment, when you opened up your hose spigot, you were relieving an excess buildup of pressure that was in your system's piping. What that means is that your pressure regulating valve, or your PRV, could be failing. It could be letting through the street pressure into the home. And when that pressure is relieved, all of a sudden you go back to where you would normally want to be at, somewhere in the 40 pound to 80 pound range. But just that initial spike is enough to tell you that your PRV hasn't completely failed yet. Your black needle wasn't all the way at 130, just the red one. So the quick spike and then dropping back down means that your PRV is beginning to fail and is something that you need to look at to see if maybe it should be replaced. Another possibility is that you have thermal expansion, which is another kind of pressure issue. Maybe we'll film another one just on that alone because it deserves its own conversation. But thermal expansion can be another reason why you would see a huge amount of buildup initially and then that back off. If you don't have a pressure gauge, how do you know that this is happening to you? Well, one thing that you can look for is if you open your faucets and your water initially comes out like a rocket ship, just and backs off. That is what it looks like in your water. And your pressure gauge is going to show you the same thing, except on the gauge, it's going to look like that quick spike and then backing off to a safe pressure.